Welcome to another episode of Nimsoli Explains with me, your host, Nimsoli. Tonight, we're going to go into hotkeys that I use a lot in Roll20. Hopefully, this will help speed up your game. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you to like, subscribe, and share with your friends, uh, just so that we can expand and grow the channel, bring what I'm sharing to more and more people. Hopefully, you've gotten stuff out of this, and hopefully, they will too. Now, let's get started. We'll start by looking at the shortcuts that are used with the layers to change your layers, to move objects between layers, that kind of thing. So right now we're on the object layer or the token layer. If we want to move to another layer, all I have to do is click in the browser and then hit Control and or Command and M for map layer. And if you notice, we are now on the map layer. If we then want to go back to the object layer, we do Control and O or Command and O on Windows. And you can see here, we are now on the objects and token layer. Now, if we want to go to the GM layer after that, we can just hit K, Command Control K. And the only issue is you can't go via hotkey to the dynamic lighting layer. I think that's a huge gap here, and I hope that at some point they do allow you to do that. But right now you can't. So let's go back to the object layer, Control O, and we will then click on our token. And now we can move our tokens to the various layers. So say we want to move the token to the map layer, then what you do is you'd hit the control key, the shift key, and then M. And you can now see it's no longer selected. We are now both on the map layer, and the token is also on the map layer. We want to move it to the GM layer. Shift, Command, or Control and K, and that will get us to that layer. If you notice, we're now on the GM layer, and the token is selectable, and we can move it around. To go back to the object layer, Shift, Command, and O. And you can see we're back at the object layer, and our token is now movable there. There are other ones as well. You can change which tools you have available. If you want to go to the brush tool, you hit Control and F. The select tool is Control or Command and S. As you can see over here, you can watch them move. Text tool is the Control Command G. You can then click and type in the map. You can, if you want to, let's bring up the next one is the turn tracker. You can click on the object and then you can add it to the tracker by hitting Control, Command, and U. To select everything on the current layer, you can just hit Control and A, and that selects everything. We only got the one, so you'll have to take my word that it selected everything. Copy selected path, paste, and undo are your normal Control C, Control V, or Control Z. If you want to delete an object, you can just hit the backspace button. I'm not going to do that right now because I want to keep on showing you other stuff. Let me just clear out the turn tracker and put it away. If you're moving an object and you want to see where things are, you can move it and then hit hit Q. If you got a mouse with a right click button, you can right click on that. I'm using a magic mouse, so it's a little difficult for me to do that. But what's really nice is you can set waypoints and you can see how your movement would be around a given area. So that you can determine what your movement would be. One thing that you can do while you're doing is to recall it. You can just hit X and it will show you your path. That's the last thing. You can also keep it visible while moving by hitting the shift key, and then that way it will stay until uh, you get rid of it. And those are the hotkeys that I use the most, and I recommend you using. I think that's where we'll call it for today. But until next time, keep on gaming.